Hey guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to another episode of Sketchbook Sessions. This episode is really exciting because it's part 2 of drawing my subscribers. If you haven't seen the first one, I will link it up there as well as in the description box below. But I did that one in celebration of 100K and now we passed 200,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I just want to say thank you. I love you guys so much. I did do a 200K live stream, so thank you to those of you who joined me and hung out with me. If you missed out on that, it's still up on my channel, so you can still watch it and pretend like you were there. But of course, I just wanted to show you guys how much I appreciate you and all of the support you've given me, so that's why I decided to do another one of these. If you didn't know this was going on, that's because you probably don't follow me on Instagram. I asked you guys to post your pictures and your selfies with the hashtag #DrawMeAmanda, and I got a ton of responses. I think I got like hundreds, so obviously I wasn't able to draw every single one of you, unfortunately, but don't worry, I think I'm gonna make this a little bit of a thing on my channel. Definitely gonna do more in the future. Maybe when we hit every single milestone, I will do another one of these. So that's kind of like a little incentive for you guys, but also I am doing a 200K giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned to the end to find out the prizes and how you can win it. We have makeup, we have bullet journal stuff, we have everything, so I know you guys are gonna love it. But without further ado, I'm gonna stop talking and let's just get right into the video. Alright, so getting started, just like the previous video, I wanted to make sure that these drawings were pretty loose and quick because that would allow me to draw as many of you guys as possible while still getting the general likeness of the face. And I did want to, while you guys watch me draw this, I'm going to answer some of the questions that you left on the previous video. So if you do have any questions that relate to art and drawing and all of that stuff, definitely leave them in the comments below and hopefully I can answer some of them in the future. Probably one of the most asked questions was if I had any tips for drawing faces or if I could do a tutorial on drawing faces. And my biggest tip for drawing faces would probably have to be to get the main structure of the face down pat. So if you see when I'm setting up initial, like the head shape and everything, I use a lot of geometric shapes, angular lines. I'm just gonna wait for me to move on to the next drawing so you can kind of see. So yeah, I set up with the circle and then I use straight lines to get the shape of the face and then I go into the details. So you're sort of starting as loose as possible and then going into the details further. I hope this makes sense, but I am thinking of doing sort of like a drawing faces tutorial. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. The thing is with doing like drawing tutorials is that everyone has a different style, so my style is not necessarily the most realistic like version of drawing faces, but I can definitely still do a video on any tips that I have if you would be interested in watching that. That kind of goes into the next question, which is, or not really a question, but someone commented that you should draw in more of a cartoonist style. And I did want to address that because the thing with cartoonists and like anime and all of that stuff is that a lot of those artists actually start off drawing realistic at the beginning, or even if they don't start off doing realistic drawings, they do also do realistic studies of faces, hands, bodies, and all of that stuff. Once you are fluent and knowledgeable about the human form, then it's easier to add those personal stylized touches like enlarging the eyes or enlarging the lips, and it won't look awkward or weird because you already know the structure of the face. So personally, I don't feel like I'm at the point yet where I can stylize things freely without it looking wonky, so that's why I'm practicing a lot with more realistic versions of faces. Now granted, of course, they're not completely realistic, but they're not completely cartoon-ish either. Okay, so another question that I got is how to stop procrastinating with like practicing drawing. I know it can sometimes feel like an exercise where you want to get better at drawing and you know the only way to do so is to practice, but it's hard to get yourself to do that. And I like to motivate myself to draw more by switching things up. So whether that's drawing whatever shows up on your Instagram feed, I do that a lot. I'll just scroll through my Instagram feed and draw whatever comes up because then you're not stuck in a rut of drawing the exact same things all the time. Or doing fun exercises like my previous video, sketchbook sessions video. I did the no eraser challenge. Doing stuff like that can be fun to motivate yourself to switch up your mundane drawing routine. Okay, next up, I got a lot of questions about the supplies that I use. As always, all of the supplies that I use will be in the description box below. I link everything for you so that you can have easy access to it. But the pencil you see me using in this video, as well as a lot of my other drawing videos, is a Pentel 0.3 mechanical lead pencil. And then the sketchbook is just from Above Ground, which is an art store in Toronto. Side note, sorry my head keeps bobbing in and out of the shot. I guess I just lean in a lot when I'm drawing. Next time I'll try to figure out a better camera angle so you don't have to keep seeing the top of my head. Anyways, I was pretty happy with the way this spread turned out. I feel like there's a good variety of different hairstyles, face features, and different angles, and I feel like they turned out all relatively well, or at least as good as they can for how quick I was drawing them. So this spread is pretty much done. I wanted to show you guys the final drawings, so you will see soon a scanned image of the pages. So turning over to the next page, I did some more, and I pretty much did the same thing in terms of the size of the faces and the quickness of the portraits, just because I found that these came out with the best results in terms of the quality, and I wanted to do as many of these as possible. So I did end up doing about 7 more. In total, I did quite a lot actually. I did more than I did last time, so I guess I am getting quicker at doing these portraits. Alright, so the next question I got was really interesting, and this girl commented saying that she always recreates pictures, but it's really hard for her to get creative and draw without any reference. So do I have any tips on how to be more creative? So first of all, I wanted to say that there's nothing wrong with drawing from reference, especially if you're looking to learn or do different studies. Like for example, if you want to practice drawing hands, of course you're going to draw from a picture of a hand, or if you want to see what certain styles of clothing look like, you're going to Google pictures of a style of clothing and try to emulate that. So drawing from reference can be really helpful and almost essential sometimes. Also, I feel like if you want to be able to draw from your imagination without reference, you do need that base knowledge in your mind so that you can draw freely without anything looking awkward or weird. So of course that requires practice, just like anything in life. I know that's like the most basic answer, but it really does help a lot to have your practice so that you can have sort of like a stock image pile in your mind that you can reference to whenever you're trying to draw something from imagination. Another thing that I wanted to reiterate, I know I mentioned this in my previous Drawing My Subscribers video, but just in case any of you haven't seen it, I chose these pictures kind of randomly. I just kind of scrolled through, and then wherever my finger landed, that's the one that I drew. So there was no picking people based off of looks, it's just kind of random. The only page that wasn't really random was this last page. I call it my leaning page because all of the pictures were of people who were doing the classic leaning on my hand selfie pose. It started by me drawing this girl who was of course leaning, and then I just kind of decided to find other pictures of people doing the same pose. So yeah, this page wasn't random, but I thought it was funny that they all kind of had similar poses. And yeah, I'm kind of running out of questions. This is why you guys need to ask me more questions in the comments below so that next time I have stuff to talk about. But back to the drawing, I guess. I actually do feel like I have improved quite a bit, even just from the last time that I did this video. A lot of the drawings look a lot more similar to the actual person in the picture, at least that's how I feel. And by practicing a lot, I have improved on individual features, like I'm a lot better at drawing glasses, which was a struggle for me before. I've also improved on specific facial features, like picking up on the different nose shapes or different lip sizes, that sort of thing, and it really does make all of the difference in making sure that the portrait looks like the person in the picture. So this is the final drawing. In total there was about 15. I will be individually messaging each person with a scanned copy of their portrait. So to all of the people that I drew, I hope you like them, and I hope I did your beautiful face justice. That's one of my worst fears, is to draw someone and then they hate it or they think that I didn't capture them well enough. Anyways, here is the final picture of this spread. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me draw my subscribers, but now on to the outro and the giveaway. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I couldn't draw more of you. My hand was literally cramping by the end of this, but as I mentioned earlier, don't worry, I will definitely be doing more of these in the future. But now, of course, it's time for the giveaway. So for this giveaway, there's 2 different prizes, which means there's 2 different winners. We have the bullet journal themed prize, and then we have the makeup themed prize. So for the bullet journal prize, we have every single essential that you might need to get started for bullet journaling. So we have my favorite 50 pack of Super Tips markers. We have a Leuchtturm dotted journal. I'm also throwing in this journal from Wanderings. This journal is made from leather, it's refillable, customizable, so if you are looking for sort of like an artisan journal, I will link them down below, but you'll be winning one of these. You'll also of course be winning a bunch of my pen essentials, so the Faber-Castell Artist Pitt pens, as well as a bunch of other pens for your calligraphy needs, and then of course you're also going to be winning some washi tape to go along with that. So that's prize pack number 1. It's bullet journal themed, so I'm sure a bunch of you guys will definitely be interested in that. But there's also going to be prize number 2, which is just a bunch of makeup goodies. I'm not even going to try to go through it each individually because this video would be way too long. So you can just see on the screen right now what's included in the prize pack. There are a ton of amazing products, like some of my favorite products as well. So if you want to know how you can win these prizes, all of the rules and details will be in the description box below. Since they are 2 different prizes, there are 2 different entry forms, so make sure you enter the correct one depending on which one you want to win. You can of course enter both if you want, or you can just enter one of them. Doesn't matter to me, just make sure you use the right form. So again, thank you so much for 200,000 subscribers. From the bottom of my heart, it means the world to me. But yeah, I love you guys. Have an awesome day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.